been 3 months to the day since that horrible accident at the State Fair, and a lot of people are still maybe asking questions as to why.
So how did inspectors miss that problem? NBC4's Katie Farrell joining us now, and I know you have been looking into who's inspecting the inspectors.
That's absolutely right, Colleen. Mike, in this 61-page final Ohio State Highway Patrol report, at least 7 people, including inspectors and ride operators, looked at the ride, but none of them noticed the excessive corrosion that the ride maker says led to the fatal accident. That's the same thing the Ohio State Highway Patrol blames as a possible cause. We wanted to know how it could have happened.
I just don't understand how inspectors missed any indication that something was wrong.
Ken Martin has been inspecting rides for the past 20 years. He runs his own amusement safety and consultant business in Virginia. He says the accident never should have happened.
The inner core of people who proclaim themselves to be safety experts in the United States of America need to step back and they need to take a strong, hard look at this.
Ohio has 8 full-time inspectors who inspect more than 4,000 rides. That's 500 rides for an inspector in a year. The Ohio Department of Agriculture says it has one of the best ride inspection programs in the country. Mark Bruce, communications director for the ODA, says the department's confident in the work of its inspectors to carry out their regulatory duties. So what's it take to be an inspector in Ohio? Bruce says right now there are no written standards for exactly how inspectors are trained. He says while all of Ohio's inspectors have previous industry experience, it's not a requirement, and Ohio inspectors don't have to have any professional certifications, such as engineer or electrician. He says inspectors undergo continuous training at least a year before going out on their own and attend annual safety seminars. So, who's inspecting the inspectors?
I did some digging and learned across the country and in Ohio, it's up to states to make and enforce their own rules. What that means is there's no federal oversight. States like Ohio look to Industry Standards Setting Group, ASTM International, to set voluntary ride safety standards. Just today, Bruce told me that Ohio follows only some of those standards, but couldn't say exactly which ones. But ASTM isn't responsible for making sure they're actually followed.
So who is responsible? Bruce says the Agriculture Department oversees inspectors, the supervisors, and administration. Francine Gonzalez with ASTM says the group is now considering new inspection standards in the wake of the Fireball accident.
They're going to be scrutinizing the non-destructive testing methods. They're going to be scrutinizing how people are maintaining rides. They're going to be scrutinizing the test methods and how they are measuring.
State Representative John Patterson says going forward, it's up to lawmakers to make sure riders are safe.
Because I sit on the Ag Committee and am the ranking member on the Ag Committee, I feel a great deal of responsibility to ensure their safety. So this has been weighing heavily on my mind.
Martin says something has to change now before it's too late.
More people will get hurt and regrettably more people will get killed until the system is satisfactorily implemented that makes regulation the same all across the United States.
And I got off the phone with Bruce this afternoon, who tells me that when I first contacted him more than 2 weeks ago, he didn't have written training requirements. Now he tells me after I attended their meeting this morning, they're making some changes. Moving forward, although the current inspectors meet the requirements, he says all inspectors will have to meet those written training requirements. Just to be clear, the ODA says it is still investigating and has not released its report yet. I will bring that to you as soon as it comes out. Mike, Colleen.
Alrighty, thanks so much, Katie. And of course, it's a 161-page report, so it's a lot of information.
It's a actually 61 Ohio State Highway Patrol report, and the big question everyone's asking is what happens next?
Yeah, what is next? I mean, what do they do with all this information now that they know these standards aren't really there?
Right. I've spoken with people across the board, industry experts, and they all agree on one thing. They say they would like to see the regulations be the same across the board. That means that every state would follow the same rules. They say this has been a problem for far too long. What I'll be doing is I'll be contacting our lawmakers. We're going straight to the top, senators and congressmen, to see what they're doing to fix this problem.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks,
I know
Katie.
you did a lot of work on that. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Also new tonight.